Hey, welcome to the MPE Vision Podcast. Happy Sunday to y'all. I normally don't do a podcast with the same thing on, but hey, we're going to get it done, man. We're going to talk about my favorite thing called music. Music, it went through a lot of transitions. It went through the transition of Napster, LimeWire, where cats were basically getting music and without paying for it. The music industry really took a big hit. Now, after that, the cats start uploading this stuff on YouTube. Yes, then everybody and mama started uploading stuff on YouTube as well. And it's the same thing with the podcasting. Now, okay, where does a young artist, where does how can they make their money off their merch? How can they make their money off their songs without having a gig? You really got a gig if you can find one. So these are the things, because you got some amazing new artists, new musicians who could really play, could really sing, and they don't have it. They don't have the vehicle like they used to. We don't have Soul Train anymore. We don't have, Solid Gold. None of those places they can act where they can be seen to do their art. And then you had to make it up to that. So now Gene Simmons, had that interview. I'm gonna talk about both interviews. The first interview, they asked him, "Is music done? Is it?" Yeah, he said music is over with. That's what he said, because now a new musician, we're gonna get on that. The musician to hold his craft, he can't even get an advance anymore. He can't even get an advance because the record companies are damn near done. So he can't even get an advance. He can't do none of these things that the other artists usually could do, so they can focus. The reason why you got an advance, so you can focus 100% on your craft. 100% on making your songs. That takes time. Now you got AI, now you can make your song, but we talking about basically a musician being able to do it 100% without having a 9 to 5. Ain't nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but be able to do a music 24 hours without having to go and do something else. So you can focus on it. Now, then he says about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because Mr. Ice Cube, he gets inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He said, "Hold on, you got the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Why are you coming over here?" Number one, he's speaking up for other musicians, because you already got 1979, 1980, 1981, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When I just started getting after music, musicians were getting phased out. There was new session musicians that would do none of that stuff. None of that stuff. Now they're getting phased out. And after they get phased out, but yes, it was rap's time to shine. But then what hurt a lot of musicians, what they pissed off, when they really got pissed off at 88, 89, they start sampling, 87 too. Now you're sampling my stuff and you ain't even trying to pay me. Not only are you not trying to pay me, you're not even trying to acknowledge where this stuff is from. Thank Dr. Dre for that. Because I wasn't big in, like I said before, I wasn't big in the NWA, none of that shit. But when he showed Funkadelic Parliament, when they was in tour on that, what's it, Dre Day? Or Let It Ride, one of those videos, he showed them where this music came from. Now the musicians able to come back and Lakeside and Funkadelic Parliament and Barcades, Commodores not as much, but Earth, Wind and Fire, Confunction. Now they're able to come back and make a living at this again. You know what I'm saying? But they were pissed about that for a long time, and now you coming over here because you got to think rock and roll. We already get it. Black people, rock and roll, we invented. Okay, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, all that stuff. But the other heavy metal guys, they took it to a different place. Now, everybody in the music used somebody. You got some that are 100% original, but everybody used something from somebody. So they took it from rock and roll and they made heavy metal. You see what I'm saying? And they made heavy metal. So they made it different. What I'm saying is, He's talking about musicians. And I know what it is because number one, I played. Now number two, I came up within that time where I would sit there and be with my cousin Howard called Ice. Ice was a tough ass band. In Chattanooga, that was one of the hardest hitting bands because you got to know my cousin, he sings, but he also plays trumpet. So a lot of the lead singers, that's the time we come from. They felt they wanted to be close to their band. Want to be with the fellas, so a lot of time they playing. He played trumpet. Some people play harmonica and all that other shit. So playing a instrument was important. Now everybody throws around that title, musician. You're like, hold on, so he don't play no instruments. And come to find out, that's why a lot of sound engineers, they know they can't pull that crap on the musicians, but they pull it on the rappers, especially the rappers who don't go to sound check. I know because I used to build up stages for concerts. And then if they don't come to sound check, and then you always hear some of the rappers, and you can't hear like, number one, people not checking the sound. People, they do that a lot to rappers. They know they can't do it to, especially the classical artists. They know they done. They one and done. They better come with that. They better come with everything, and it better be right. And that's why Tyrese told him, because Tyrese is he is a musician. He plays guitar and piano. And I feel a little sorry for the newer generation because the whole thing of getting an albums were crazy. It was an event to get an album and be able to open it and look at both sides, and then you pull the sleeve of the record and and while you listen to the album, you get to look at the pictures and it was an event. I know that because the clones of Funkadelic Parliament, that original Dr. Funkenstein album cover used to open up. And you know, me being a kid, seeing somebody with wings and a mask, it was already terrifying. But when you open up that album cover, you see his eyes big like that. You're like, ah! They didn't need to give me a whooping. Just show me that album cover and I straighten up. That's what I'm saying. It was an event. Albums were an event, and a lot of people don't have that connection anymore. And getting back to the musicians, when you're musicians, just like Boosie Rubber Band says, Boosie from Boosie Rubber Band, Boosie from the whole clique, he says, listen, you can be funky, but to be funky and tight, James Brown showed him that. That's called quarter notes, where it's one note. But people felt it. That's the whole thing. See, a lot of you newer guys who didn't grow up with the bands, y'all not gonna understand that. That's where I feel like Gene Simmons is coming from. That band era, even in country don't do nothing but what they used to. Nothing but bands. And anybody who plays the banjo, they got to know how to play that banjo. I love to see them boys. Even though I'm not a country and western fan, but they be tearing that sucker up. I love to see them play that banjo. And I don't even listen to country and western. But that's the whole thing. The practice and the time and the blood, sweat, and tears of being a musician. I don't think he's coming from a racist place. He did when he said that, oh, I'm not from the ghetto, that's why I don't listen to hip-hop. That was a dig. It was a dig from when 1979, 80, 81, 82, cats were getting phased out. Thank God for Prince. And the time they was pushing that line of, hey, we can still play instruments. But then you take a damn drum and you flatten it like a pancake. Then that entering the insult, you had the piano where you had the synthesizer, and you could just like you could hear that in the Off the Wall when you hear it. Y'all gotta just give it up to Gap Band for that, because Gap Band really pushed that. But it phased out bass, because if you listen to that there, That damn us don't stop till you get enough. It damn near sounds like a bass. Now that was getting phased out. Then you got the drum machines. And all this came from hip hop. Yeah, he's feeling a certain type of way. That's where it's coming from. I really do feel that. That's exactly where it's coming from. It's a little bit racist what he said, but that's what he said. Dude, you got the hip hop Hall of Fame. Why are you coming over here? Sucking up to do shit. You big enough, you took our jobs as an instrumentalist. Because the older cats ain't gonna say that. Because a lot of older musicians don't even like social media. That's that, man. I'm off my soapbox. Yeah, I'm finna go and chill and relax and enjoy this Sunday evening. So, yeah, man. Big up to my new subscribers, man. Big up to y'all. I did have somebody make a nasty comment that said, wow, I wish I can get 8 minutes of my life back by seeing your podcast. Oh, boy. You know what I said? Thanks for watching. Yeah, you gotta come stronger than that. They insult me. Yeah, man. Love y'all, man. Subscribe to my MPE Vision podcast. All right. Love y'all, man. Love y'all new subscribers, man. Keep telling everybody about my podcast, man. We're gonna keep it growing. Love y'all, man. It's another episode of the MPE Vision podcast, man. Musicians, let's stop battling. Let's just figure out trying to put music back on top. Love y'all. Peace. That shit don't want to stop.